Dzień dobry moi drodzy, z tej Streamlabs, a dzisiaj witam was w kolejnym odcinku z Genshina. Tym razem kontynuujemy sobie ten New Veil. I teraz mnie tak akurat naszło, żeby trochę porobić te dłuższe world questy. There's a pavilion here on this mountain. It's rather adaptive style. Paimon wonders where we will find the golden carp. This place is kinda huge. Maybe we can do what we did last time, you know, Archeofox, the bit where you used adaptable energy on the mural and the carp turned out to be hiding inside. Look, Archeofox, there's 4 stone carp statues here. Do you think there might be 4 giant carps hiding inside? Kto wie? That does make sense. You're pretty smart, little Mao. Archeofox, is the adaptable energy reacting in that way? Not at all. But there seems to be something missing inside. That might be where the critical clue lies. Archeofox, over here. It looks like there's an orb inside some of these carp statues. Didn't we find some statues of carps and large pearl on our way down the mountain? Maybe those are actually used for something. That's a worth try. Good job, little Mao. Well, let's give it a go then. My apologies for the poor hospitality. It has been a long time since I last enjoyed tea with others. Hopefully my brewing skills have not deteriorated too much over time. I have some experience in appreciating tea. It was also thanks to this that I was able to tell that this year's tea offering smelled of. That was how I discovered the trouble with the soil and water quality. Didn't think the offering race would be so useful. I suppose so. I can tell those who fail to appreciate the value of tea about its value with confidence. Come, Archeofox, have some tea. Not sure why, but it reminds me of Madame Pink's. Yeah, there was that time in Liyue Harbor where we fixed Madame Pink's teapot for her. If you think about it, we seem to have quite a connection with tea. Madame Pink? I think I know of whom you speak. We were acquainted back in the day along with her friends. As little Mao said, I was once just a giant carp, unable to leave fresh water for too long, nor live in salty waters. As such, they sent me one of these teapots. That was how my friends would have been able to take me, inside my teapot of course, to Gully Plains and Liyue Harbor, to meet those lovely people they spoke of. Unfortunately, such a time never quite came. Archeofox, Paimon, you've been to Liyue Harbor. Could you tell me more about the city? I'd like to hear about it too. I've never been. Well, Paimon would like to stride from warming restaurant. Yeah, how about I handle the explanation this time? Sure, but don't you dare skip over any of the 18 bits. Podziękuję. It is a port city built nestled against the mountains. She begins only for Fujin to interrupt you. She knows that she'd like to hear your Liyue story. You understand, I'll begin again. When we arrived in Liyue Harbor, Paimon and I were just in time for the rite of descension. The child and adeptus before you listen to your words, and Paimon's interjections, leaning forward as you speak, exclaiming in shock and relaxing, as the tension in the tale rises and falls. They also add their own commentary and questions about Liyue, such as the food and flavors available at restaurants, the toys the old lady sells, the gems and jewelry of Fenion Slope and such. As you watch Fujin, little Mao and Paimon be so moved by the tale. Along this journey we meet many friends, and experience so many things. I can only hope that in the end it will be all worth it. Wow, a sea monster? How amazing! Liyue Harbor is not what I imagined. Do you find it disappointing? Well, no, just different. Being different doesn't make it bad. I like the Liyue Harbor you describe. It's good to hear that after all this time our dear Hellbrood was able to find a home there. I think that's simply wonderful. What about you, little Mao? Could you tell me about you and your friend? I'm curious to know what she's like. Sure. I mean, Paimon and Archeofox have met her already, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you. So this is how we met. At the time I was a little kid who didn't know anything about the mountains. It was at nighttime and some wild beasts were following me through the forest. It was super scary. Finally, I was chased to a clearing and surrounded by those beasties. For a moment, I was convinced I was gonna get eaten, but suddenly they all backed off into the woods and they were gone. When I looked back, there she was, looking at me. She was like a jade, but there was a dignity to her. I knew it then, that she was the master of the mountain that my grandparents had told me about. I wasn't scared, I just told her, I finally found you, I've been looking for you for so long. I don't know why, but she lowered her head in thought before walking off. She made no noise as she did so. I listened as hard as I could, but there were no sounds of anything stepping on branches or fallen leaves. After that, I would sometimes catch a sign of her moving between trees in a flash. Sometimes the rising moonlight would outline her shadow as she stood atop a high mountain. At the time, I thought it was strange. Why hadn't I seen her before? She was always there, after all. I wanted to talk to her, but she would always turn and leave. It was only later that she became unwilling to talk to me. Much later on, she would take me up very high mountains and into very deep forests. She asked me a lot of questions, and in exchange, she told me lots of stories. In the beginning, Xiang village was a nameless barren mountain, and the rivers had a real temper. Sometimes they'd float, and other times they would all but wither. And on that barren mountain, she made two friends, a fish and a snake. But later, the snake was cut into pieces, and the fish sank into the sea, and then only Bluey was left. Thank you, little Mao. Also, don't tell anyone about my friend, alright? Of course we won't. Ja myślę, że po prostu Traveler i tak już spotkał na swojej drodze wiele dziwnych stworzeń, po prostu wielka bestia, to nie jest nic dziwnego. You seem quite familiar with this friend of little Mao's, Fujin. Indeed, but that was while in my past life. Many years have passed since I could no longer move freely. I suspect that I might not recognize her any longer, though from little Mao's worries she might not have changed too much. But past life? Perhaps that is not the most accurate way to phrase it. I did not utterly perish, but I did lose my original form, and my strength and wisdom dissipated along the spirit veins. This is also why I invited you and Archeofox to Carp's Rest. If we were not there, I would not even have a form to show you or a voice with which to speak to you. It is thanks to you that I've been able to slowly regain my previous strength, coming here and once more seeing the scenes with my own eyes, meeting old friends from the past, and more importantly, making new friends. I'm very glad. How did you die? Memories of that have grown foggy. The Herblord and I were born servants of another god, and it was I that organized the Radiant Drag, administering the rivers and mountains for our lord. As for the other, she is a beast, wild and free. In those peaceful days, I also climbed waterfalls to Mountain Akong and Mountain Hualang, and there I met with the Adepti, whose powers and wisdom far eclipsed mine. Of course, that was all before the war. Our Lord was not heinous being by any means. Once upon a time, she made many dreams come true. If there was any evil, it was the Archon War itself. What happened next needs no further explanation on my part, I'm sure. You talk about how you and Herblord defected. That's right. That might have been the bravest thing we've ever done. Our Lord had all but gone mad seeking the position of a god who may rule this world, or perhaps seeking survival. Either way, she lacked the power to overcome Morax. No w sumie nie dziwię się, chłop jest przepotężny. So, in a final desperate gamble, she caused the Bishon River to flood, hoping to destroy everything downstream. Of course, she knew what that would mean for Chenuvel and its people. Wow, but Paimon thinks that that's something you should never ever do, period. Perhaps that's just what were those two people. Either way, that was our final adventure as a trio of friends. Liangwan attacked people with her familiars, herding them to the shelters we had prepared. Helbrod fought against our mistress while I climbed mounting Lingmen and hurled the votive Radiant into the rising waters. Of course, that wasn't a proper Radiant rite. It was simply the release of the adeptal energy stored within the Jade Pendant to have the earth open its mouth and swallow the rivers, and allow the Jade's mouth to grow and stabilize the flow. Whoa, what happened next? Didn't Little Mao tell you how the hell ended? Yeah. That's right. Wait, really? When? Alright, that's enough about the past. We should get back to performing the rite itself. True, but what about the Golden Carp? Isn't that what we've looked for? In truth, you've already found it. As with the previous one, that's how I was able to appear before you. It's just that I missed the scenery here a bit too much, so I couldn't help but have a long chat with you all. After all, your sense of time and mine are not the same. You worry tarry long once your objectives are complete, will you? As such, I apologize. Please forgive me my capriciousness, o matko, co za słowo. To jest chyba ten moment, kiedy w końcu ten zacieniona część się chyba odkryje. Z tego co pamiętam. Nie robiłam tych questów tak dawno temu, a tak właściwie w lutym jeszcze tego roku, ale już nie pamiętam połowy. Pamiętam tylko, co robiłem, przeklikując przez te questy, albo ewentualnie czego słuchałem eksplorując. Though my power is still a far cry from how it was in the past, thanks to your aid, I have regained much strength. Thank you. Next, we need to perform the ceremony. What effects will it have? It's been thousands of years since we last performed it, and the mountains, rivers, and spirit veins have all changed a great deal. But if all goes well, the votive regent will deserve the issue. Well then, let's begin. The fog's dissipating. Whoa, what's that? Huh? It's just like in the mural. Do you remember Paimon? The one with the two golden people and something in between them. Wow, you're really impressive, little Mao. Paimon didn't remember that at all. Bruh, byliśmy tam z 10 minut temu. Behold the sacred mountain. In my era, to merely climb it was already to transgress, but the ancestral inhabitants of this place are gone, and the communing path lies waste and broken. Who shall judge us now? That is where the spirit veins of Chanivel converge. Through it, I can transmit my adaptable energy through the veil, restoring its water and its soil. We are only one step off from achieving our goal. Are you prepared, Archifox? Let's do this! Indeed. Dobra, let's go. To chyba po drodze będzie jakaś bitka, nie? Mam jakieś takie flashbacki.
Stabilize.
Shut up.
Jest i ona! Lingwan, I perceive it would be you, and I do miss you so, but this really might be a bad time. So Blue's name is Lingwan? Jezu, ja w pierwszej chwili myślałem, że Lingwan to jest po prostu określenie na ludzi z Liłe. Don't be like that, speak with me. The opportunity to speak will come, but it is not now, you know this. I know, but I cannot allow this. Allow it. Wait just a while longer, it will end soon. I do not like the things up there, but it does not matter, just leave it to me, Fujin. Do not come up here. Czuję, że my to zignorujemy, nie? A, już są te bestie.
Stabilize. And shroud.
Szkoda, że nie można mieć takiego peta w Serenita Pod. Tak samo jak szkoda, że jak są Fontaine, te psy mechaniczne, to kurczę, nie było żadnego eventu, gdzie można było po prostu zbudować sobie takiego własnego psa i mieć w Serenite Pocie jako zwierzak. Pamiętam, że w Inazumie kiedyś, dawno temu, jak to były w ogóle początki Inazumy, był taki event i z tego eventu zdobywało się jakiegoś psa ninja. I am quite sorry for not being completely frank with you earlier. Though I became aware of it during our travels, I didn't wish to believe that my old friend Lingwan would be the source of the storm that buffets Chenyvale. I actually had linking already. Ah, you did? When? How did you figure it out? She, Herblord, and I once defended Chenyvale together. To think that she would do something so wicked. Her disruption of the spirit veins has caused the miasma to procreate, and the one who stopped me from performing the rite the first time was also her. But Bix's Fujin, Bluey, I mean, Lingwan isn't a bad person. I know, little mouse, she is your friend, but at this time she is the greatest threat to Chenyvale. If she controls the sacred mountain, she will wield the power to completely alter the land of Chenyvale in the blink of an eye. I fear that Lingwan has already entered Chiwang Terrace before us. She means to rewrite the flow and path of the spirit veins. We have a little time left. Archaeofox, you have mastered an adaptable energy available here in Chenyvale. Lingwan and her familiars will not be your match. Please accompany me for a time and aid me for the sake of the people in Chenyvale. I will perform a ritual and open up the way to Chiwang Terrace. Please stand by my side and protect me. Why won't you listen to me? Will you not wait? Your strength is feeble, you cannot match me, but do not worry, you will soon recover. Lingwan, say no more. Archaeofox and I will stop you. We will stop this plan to destroy Chenyvale. The ritual is complete. The gate to Chiwang Terrace is now open. Damn. Lingwan. Human, let me tell you what you shall do. Fire arrows at my heart. If you approach up close, strike me with your sword. I will fight you to the last. You are the only one who can fight. When I have crushed your neck, I will triumph. No! I don't intend to kill you. Why? I do not understand. You're Fujin's friend. Fine, you may ask me one more question. You still really care about doing things like that even though you lost, huh? Then let us exchange questions. Little Mało, do you have any questions? Ale oszustwo. Bluey, why did you have to fight? Can't we be all friends? To są 2 pytania już. You bunch of two-legged, and you, Fujin. You have not the strength to form 2 legs of your own, yet you wish to walk in their form and speak to me. But how can humans and wild beasts ever be friends? That's not true, Bluey, you're lying. If that's the case, why didn't you just let those beasts eat me back then? If humans and beasts can be friends and you're a beast, you shouldn't have helped me. My actions are sometimes beyond even my own understanding. You were merely fortunate. Well, why didn't you just eat mountains as well? She almost bumped into you while lost in the fog at the foot of the mountain. I saw it. You humans possess such wisdom that even nature submits to your will. In that case, you tell me, why didn't I eat her? What kind of question is that? Mountain Lexin is dear to Adeptus Fujin. Let us just assure you are correct. She has told me much about the range I tried. Perhaps those memories affected my actions. You actually murdered everything I told you. Every day before the ride, you would tell me and that white snake how expectant you were and how nervous. And after the ride, you would tell us how the festivities was so fun and lively. You would always speak and I could not help but listen. Only humans forget. I forget nothing. You have cleared this doubt of mine. Now you may ask a question. Well, Adeptus Fujin, have you got any questions? Thank you, Archaeophos. Just a while back, Lingwan, I was telling them story about our past. Why do you wish to break Chenuvel, which we once fought so hard to protect? You planted tea trees, promising to enjoy tea with us. This too I remember, but that sort of tea no longer exists. I want to change this land. I want to make it like it was all those millennia ago. You have walked with humans for too long. You have forgotten that in you, I and the snake all came from nature. I knew that you never truly perished, and you did not depart this place like the snake, so I wish to change this place to the form it had when you were born. All these years I have been slowly adjusting to spirit ways. Ciekawe, co się stało z tym wężem, bo jedyny wąż, jaki przychodzi mi teraz na myśl, to jest ten w Inazumie, ale to wątpię, że to chodzi o tego samego. Oh, I get it, so that's where the miasmia come from. Correct. Side effects. In the end, the process will change the soil, the waters, and the forest to what they should have been. What the soil, waters, and forest should have been? You truly have forgotten the past. The rivers rose and fell with the rains, and their path was not fixed. The tea trees and flowers were not trimmed or cultivated, nor did they exist for humanity. In such an environment, you would regain your old form and flowering once more in the great rivers. You would regain your strength. Spiritual power blanketed the land in those days. The wild shrubs grew thick. Now the mountains and forests are silent, and the shimmering voice of the spring waters tinkling like jade can be heard no longer. But you don't understand. You still think you must stop me. Lingwan, I count myself more brave than most to have lived such a happy life, and in the end, my soul returned to my home. You are the one who does not understand. Yes, and I have never understood. After you defeat me, you should have taken my territory. You planted tea on my mountain and gave that land to the humans. I do not understand why you did this. Chenuvel was once but a nameless land, and we were nameless insects, beasts, and fish. I was the master of an uncultivated mountain, and today that place belongs to neither of us. You took a human from and walked among them. You instituted the rain-jade right and helped them change the soil and water. I did not understand them either, but I could see how happy you were. The snake changed into a human form and used her knowledge to create medicine and save the sick. I could understand how the agile human fingers could help her do what she wished, but I didn't know what she... Czy to ma jakieś znaczenie z wężem bajzu? Albo może przodkiniami tego węża? Nie pamiętam, jak ona się teraz nazywała. What happened after caused me still more confusion. You fought Alexand humans and their so-called gods, and you perished. Humans fighting each other over territory and survival. Now that I can understand. You both belong to the great river and the mountainous forests. You could have chosen to leave them and live on with me. Let that which is human belong to them and nature belong to nature. Even if our territory were to shrink, we could still live freely. But now you wish to stop me and defend this land subdued by humanity. Answer me, why? Lingwan, my friend, it is as you say, I don't wish to protect them. Do not answer me with my own question, I was asking you why. This Lingwan might be a beast, but she sure cares about the order of things, huh? I know, that's how I learned so much from her. So you guys were just discussing stuff in the mountains? Well, not totally. That said, after hearing everything Bluey said about Big Sis Fujin, I thought they'd be happy to meet each other. At first, I was like you. I did not understand humanity and did not enjoy their excessive demands and love of hoarding or their eternal desire to have more than they need while caring so little for the needy themselves. Trading wealth, like you, I did not understand these concepts and did not understand why they influence human joy and sorrow. But across the long years, I've also seen so many other things. The cries of children break my heart, and the sound of an old person shattered memory saddens me, just as thought it were all microns of the mountains and rivers. Have you noticed them, seen them, the children who wash their little feet in the streams, fishermen laughing beneath the light of the rainbow's arc, the moonlight trees of lovebirds, their figures painted silver? Humans too are creatures of Earthland. Just how different is their innocence from ours? You mean to say that you have chosen to take their side due to the emotions, not through natural principle or logic, and not do anyone's order? I suspect that her blood has much the same reasons as I. That said, I'm sure she'd put it all very differently, huh? I remain unsatisfied with your answer, Fujin. I do not understand. Do you not? I think you've understood for a long time. When our previous god raised the waters, it was you who broke your familiars around to attack the people and drive them to the shelters we have created. I just wish to help my friends, to make their wishes reality. Even if doing so means going against nature and the principles we follow? Even if it means going against nature and the principles I follow, I would do so anyway. Well, then we aren't all that different now, are we? Didn't you also choose your own position on account for your feelings? I am satisfied with your answer, Fujin. Now you may ask a question. Very well, may I ask the next question, Archifox Paimon? A co ze mną? Halo? Wow, why are you acting like a kid? I kto to mówi? Yeah, that's really uncool of you. Ona miała już drugie pytanie. To jest niesprawiedliwe. I apologize, but the question I wish to ask is very important, so I hope you can let me ask it. I'll make it up to you later, Archifox. You acknowledge my answer, acknowledge me, and acknowledge that you made choices based on your own feelings. Now let me ask you. No, don't ask. You know what I'm going to ask you, right? If I needed your help, would you still make the same choice? That's right. And what's your answer? Yes, I would, even should another 1,000 years pass, and even if you ask me 1,000 more times, my answer would be the same. In that case, Lingwan, I do not in fact need your help. I truly wish to save the people of Chenuwei, so please don't stop me from nourishing the water and soil, alright? I promise you, Fudin, you have worked with humans for much time and have learned their cunning, while I am but a foolish beast. My claws and teeth are sharp, but I am not much to you. Thank you, Lingwan. And thank you, Archeofox, Paimon, and Little Mao. You've accompanied me for so long, and you've helped me a lot. I wouldn't have made it here without you. I'm happy to help you, Big Sis. I'm so glad that Billy got to meet you all too. I was so worried when you fought. You also have my thanks, Archeofox, Little Mao. It was you who brought Fujin to me, though the circumstances of the meeting were not what I hoped for. And what about Paimon? Ty się nie liczysz. Alright, then let us begin. Big Sis Fujin? Big Sis? Where did she go? Do you still not understand? She used all the energy she accumulated recently to nourish the land. Wait, if that's the case, does that mean... Yes, it is as you suspect. Aha, czy ona umarła? Albo bardziej zaniknęła. But she struggled so hard to... Though we have not finished nursing the soul and water, the miasma that remains will not disappear immediately, so we will have to be careful out there. Huh? Sorry for making you all see me like this. It's just as Lingwen said, I have completely used up the energy I commanded recently, and I can no longer maintain my favorite form. Wow, Paimon thought that... What's wrong? Nothing. Paimon's glad you're still here, Adeptus Fujin. Seriously, Lingwan. What about me? She wasn't entirely wrong, Paimon. Though my form is as it has become, I am far more comfortable than before. At first, I was trapped at Carp's Rest and could only reminisce about the outside world through the scent of the tea offerings. If I had not met you and Paimon, people of such a compatibility with the spirit veins, I would have had none but my shadow to take to, much less be able to leave Carp's Rest. Thank you for your concern. Please forgive me, but I must depart now. I'll need a bit of rest. And another thing, Lingwan. Speak. What else would you have me do, or not do? Nothing. I just didn't get to say this due to the circumstances that prevailed before, but it's so good to see you again. I know. Thank you all. Where did that one come from? I should thank you for bringing her back, safe, smooth and slippery. Even the way in which her fins move is the same as I remember. You sure have a strange way of remembering people or fish, whichever. I do not know how you did it, nor why you were able to obtain her adaptable energy. All these thousands of years and I never once heard her voice. Maybe due to Arcafac's unique constitution? I see, however, I am but a foolish beast. Even if I wanted to see her again, I would not know of a better way. I could only spend thousands of years clumsily imitating her methods, regulating the spirit's wind in this land. I am quite stupid and I only knew this method and so I did it. It was akin to scoping every droplet from a rushing river or every grain of sand from the vast desert. I knew as well that she would not smile as she once did, even if these mountains returned to how they once were. She, I, and the snake once laughed and swam happily here. Those days will never come again. She loves humanity too much, even more than she loves herself. Had I succeeded, she would only hate me. But that would have no matter to me, so long as she could regain her form and swim free once more. And Paimon thought you were more concerned about nature. Of course I care. A land to tame humans, a land of wild beasts, but that is a different subject from the matter of Fujin. If she thinks that a land tamed by human is better, and that the strange tea leaves grown on such land is superior, then I shall do what pleases her. So thank you. You're welcome? Well, speaking of that, Paimon's curious what did the tea leaves taste like in the past? When the land changed before, the tea leaves' flavor was much closer to what it was in the past, apart from some differences due to human influence. Wait, so you mean the weirdly flirty tea cake we had were, in that case, above the current flavor profile? Tea leaves cultivated by humanity will be more to their liking, of course. What I do not understand is Fujin's tastes. If the snake was here, we could ask for her opinion, but perhaps her tastes has also become strange from spending so much time with humans. Before you go, Archifox, I have one final question for you. A ja wciąż nie dostałem jego pytania. W sensie nie miałem okazji go zadać. Those that come from nature will, for some reason, go against nature, against the laws nature originally followed. Will humans also go against humanity, against the principle they initially followed for certain reasons? Myślę, że raczej tak. Thank you, I have received the answer I desired. Well then, little Mao, Archifox and Paimon, we shall meet again. Alright then, see you later, Bluey. Also, remember to take care of Vixie's Fujin. She seems kinda weak right now, so she could use some extra care. I will. Farewell. Please wait, Lingwan. No, nareszcie, I have a question for you as well. Ask then. I do owe you that. If human activities are part of the laws of nature, how would you view humanity? A strange question. In the distant past they were indeed part of nature, but they are no longer. That is because... No, I need to give this question more thought. Next time we meet, I will give you my answer. Czy ja mogę spotkać gdzieś potem? You're back. We were just saying that good rainfall want to bring good tidings. And what do you know, dear guest? You arrived right on time. How did it go? Well, I trust you. Tell us about it. Dobra, we are able to clear the source of the anomalies. So you met the legendary Carp Adeptus. Oh my, as one would expect of the younger master of the Uncommons Guild. You really do have friends in high places. And now your water and soil problems should be no more. Well, old Luo, what did I say? I told you it was a soil problem, but you wouldn't listen. If it wasn't for them, who knows when our tea leaf problem would be solved. Regardless, thank you both for your help, honored guest. With your help and the protection of the Carp Adeptus, I'm sure our village will surely see a great harvest of tea leaves this coming year. Ah yes, please take this. Take this as the token of our thanks. Right, Paimon almost forgot. We came across this kid during our adventure. Is he from the village too? Uncle Lua, I'm back. Well, if it is a new little Mao finally of a mind to come back, huh? You don't seem worried at all. And what is there to fret about? This kid runs around in the mountains all the time and he always comes back safe after getting tired. If you ask me, there's been an Adeptus looking after him in secret all along. You know, maybe that might even have been said Carp Adeptus. I've said it before, that wasn't an Adeptus, it was Bluey. Alright, little Mao, don't argue with Luo here. He's just pretending to know what he's talking about. Come by my place later, I'll make you some egg custard. Wow, egg custard! And now you pretend to be a good person. Wait, what do you mean pretending to know? In any case, I don't really know how to repay you, dear guests. If you should need any help in the future, Shalong Village will be there to lend you a hand. Dobra, zanim zapomnę odblokować to miejsce, gdzie mogę te karpie zostawić. Archeofox and Paimon, you're here. Huh, Lingwan, what are you over here? Because I can get in. Can get in? Where can't you get into? Car's Rest, where Fujin is resting. Car's Rest? Oh, you mean the place Fujin dragged us off to way back then, when? It is an abode sealed by her adeptal energy. I don't have her adeptal energy. Those, I cannot go to her. Huh? But you didn't mention anything before she went back to rest. It escaped my mind. Bit late now, Louie. Yeah, how could you figure something as important as that? Really, now? It is because I am a slow-witted beast. Seeing her, I think of many things and forget many things. It is my fault. The adeptal energy you possess is sufficient to open the gate of Carp's Reps. So yes, I need your help. Huh? Wait a sec, so you've been waiting here for us this whole time? I was not waiting for you. I was looking for a way into Carp's Rest. That seems like pretty much the same thing too. Anyway, we're a bit worried about Fujin's condition too, so why don't we go to see her together? Fine. Thank you both. Follow me. Huh, Archeofox, Paimon, and Lingwan, why did you all come here? Wow, that's Fujin's voice, and it's coming from down below? Lingwan is a little worried about you. I am not, I just... Yeah, Lingwan's been so worried about your health that she can barely speak, so we just came here without giving you a heads up. But you did the same things to us first, so Paimon thinks we're square now. Sorry, when I returned here to rest, I think I forgot to unlock the entrance. I am so sorry. You came here to see me, but I made things harder for you instead. Oh, it wasn't much of a hassle, but why are you, hiding in a puddle? How should I put it? Because I can't return to the form I prefer yet, and with you guys always seeing me in the carp form, I can't help but feel a bit embarrassed. So there's no need to hide yourself, is there? But before I could turn back into human form whenever I wanted, so I thought moving around as a carp was just a matter of convenience. But now, all I have to is this slick and slippery self, so I found it a bit... Wow, that's a bit of strange thing to be so insistent about. But anyway, all that matters is that you're okay. But Lingwan said that your adeptal energy wasn't consumed, it was just dispersed around the mountains, forests and rivers of Chenyu Vale, and that's why you've been wicked so much. So, if we were to collect the scattered adeptal energy, just like when we were finding the golden carp in Jolly Valley, then you would get better, right? Yes, at least in theory, that's correct, but... Right. So, if we see a similar carp, we should just bring them back here. That way you will recover much faster. That would be far too much trouble for you. My power is not yet that feeble. If I simply rest there for some time, it will be enough. It's not that much of a hassle. We will just keep our eyes peeled if we run into any. Thank you then. However, I really don't want to trouble you anymore on my behalf. You've already done so much for me. If the two of you should happen to find any more adaptable energy during your travels, please simply transfer it into the jade here. Though balance has been restored to the water and soil, if we can add more power to the rain jade, we can ensure favorable weather and prosperous years to come. And what about you? Really now, I already told you, all I need to do is rest here for a bit. Archeofox Paimon, I really am quite grateful and quite happy that you came to visit me. This is the first time anyone has come here since Herblord left. And thank you as well, Lingwan. I have done nothing worthy of your thanks. Alright, enough of that. Just think of it as me thanking you for bringing Archeofox and Paimon here, really now. And lastly, let me say thank you once more, Archeofox and Paimon, for all you had done. Icyk ostatni karp. Whoa, what do you know? We've already collected so much adaptable energy already. Well done me. According to what Fujin said before, all this adaptable energy should be used on the votive rain jade. That way Zhang village can reap the results next year. When that happens, Paimon will have Uncle Luwa prepare all kinds of amazing food for her. Let Paimon think. Like tea cake, squab, braised meatball, honey chashu. Oh, and tea brew perhaps. Oh right, and Chenyu brew of course. Paimon's gotta write all it down. Wait, who's there? Fujin? Sorry about that. I didn't scare you, did I? You can assume human form again. Yes, did one not say that one was not seriously injured and needed merely the briefest of rest to return to my favorite form? Thank you both for gathering all that adaptable energy for the rain jade as I rested. Next year's bountiful harvest will in no small way be thanks to your efforts. I'm glad I could help. Though, now that you're back to your human form and don't need to lock yourself in that super dark place anymore, what do you plan next? Yes, I haven't given much thought to that yet. Perhaps I should just walk around and have a look. Have a taste of today's teas, listen to today's operas, see the people of today. I'm sorry, I keep emphasizing today as thought I'm some sort of horrid antic. Though, I really do like that word. The things I couldn't do in the past, I can do today. The things that couldn't be achieved before, all those promises that couldn't be kept, they can all be made real today. And then, I like to go to the Guili assembly and have a look, and then to Leo Harbor to see the people there, meet all those lovely falls they describe, and of course I like to see the Airlord again. Want me to bring you around? Yeah, Paimon remembers that you said something about not leaving clear water for too long and needing to use the adaptable rims in Tip to travel long distances. Thank you for remembering that and thank you for being willing to help me. However, I would still like to stay in Chainville a bit longer and enjoy the sights and songs of my home. As for long distance travel, let me think. Perhaps I should wait until little Mao is all grown up. That's way too long. I'm joking. Anyway, I do plan to stay here for a bit and see if I can convince Lingwan to go on the trip with me. Oh right, Archeofox, one more thing before you go. You went through quite a lot on account of both myself as well as Lingwan. My adaptable energy is slowly recovering, so please allow me to give you an junior blessing of protection for the road ahead. Look your besties and toast me as the dew hangs on the sedges, as smoke swirls amongst the leaves. The times wear on, yet the years grow peaceful. Such thoughts I nurse in my heart and vow to never forget. On our times together I ponder, in comfort and happiness, and on my zither I play, till you shall return. That should do it. All set now. Thank you. Well then, once again, thank you Archeofox and Paimon. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and for Chainville. Dobrze, więc w takiej malowniczej scenerii kończę na dziś. Nareszcie koniec Chainville. O mój Boże, jak ja się cieszę. Cóż, w każdym razie dziękuję wam bardzo serdecznie za oglądanie, trzymajcie się i do kolejnego odcinka. Cześć!